Hello Athens, I'm your city manager Seth Sumner here with your daily COVID-19 update. Today's Tennessee Department of Health numbers are showing now 1,834 positive cases in Tennessee, and that is out of a total of 23,304 tests conducted through 3 p.m. today. There are now 148 hospitalized, and it really hurts my heart to share this next number with you. It has jumped over double from yesterday, 13 fatalities. And we did see that country music star Joe Diffie being among those. My heart goes out to those families that are enduring this right now and who have lost loved ones due to this virus. Now, McMinn County is still holding at 3, and I would say, as I have many times with these updates, that we do expect that number to increase. Tests are continuing to be conducted. Primary care physicians, if you have the symptoms and have a likelihood of being at risk, you contact your primary care physician and they will see to it that you get a test, and then they'll also refer you to the McMinn County Health Department. So there is a process in place to help make sure that everybody who needs to get a test can have access to one. Today I have a special guest with me, Miss Krystal Newton, who has helped curate Rally Around McMinn. This is officially kicking off this movement around McMinn County today. So Krystal, can you tell me a little bit about Rally Around McMinn?
Sure, absolutely. So Rally Around McMinn is a movement to bring awareness to different organizations around the county. So whether it is community needs or rallying around our small businesses. And today we have something even geared towards kids where they can still practice social distancing and have a really exciting event where they look for teddy bears around town.
I love that, and I know a lot of people are excited and participating in that today. There's a little teddy bear on our front gate, and I know my wife was going to load up the kids a little bit later and they were going to drive around and go on the bear hunt. And I do have to say, we've warned my son because his biggest fear in life is bears.
Oh no.
So we've had to tell him these are teddy bears.
Yes.
So he's good to go. So Krystal, tell me about Rally Around McMinn and who are we looking to benefit with this movement?
Great. So Rally Around McMinn, like I said, is a movement to help. My focus is small businesses locally. I know a lot of them are being impacted, closing their doors or whatever they've decided to do. So we want to make sure that we're bringing awareness to them and show our support for them. And while practicing social distancing, we want to make sure that everyone in McMinn County can still support those local businesses, whether they're doing pickup, gift certificates, even promoting them on social media, things like that. Also, we want to make sure that our kids have something to do, so we have a few activities planned over the next 2 weeks for kids to participate in. We have schools that are going to get involved as well, educators that are getting involved, so we want to make sure that that's addressed. And then we also have some community needs that we want to make sure are being met. We have truck drivers that drive locally and over the road who need food, and so we're going to make sure that we address that need, as well as groceries being delivered and things like that. That's kind of, we want to make sure that everyone has their focus, and we make sure that we are a resource to kind of direct people to where they need to go.
Sounds like you're really trying to touch as many people in the community as possible who are deeply affected by this virus. I appreciate that. I know folks are wanting to know, how can we participate?
There are so many ways to get involved. So today, if you would like to participate in the teddy bear hunt, you can put a bear outside your window, on your front porch. There's a group, actually, McMinn Bear Hunt, that you can see all the pictures. Lots of businesses are getting involved as well. We've actually had a request to lead the bears up for a couple days, so I think a lot of people are going to lead that up. Tomorrow we're having a moment of prayer. Ascension Life Church is going to lead us in a moment of prayer at 11 a.m. for our healthcare workers. And if you would like to participate in that, just join the event. Make sure you're getting the updates there. And then look for ways. There's actually a schedule within the event for the next 2 weeks. And maybe you see something in there that kind of tugs on your heartstrings, that's calling you, and you want to get involved that way, then you can do that. But also make sure that we're supporting small businesses, local businesses, the best we can, and get involved in that way.
Wonderful. Now, any movement needs a strong launch, and you talked about the prayer for tomorrow. What are some of the things that you're doing in the first few days just to really kick this off?
Right, so there's so much excitement around the teddy bears right now, and we want to keep that momentum going. And like I mentioned, there's a lot of people who just found out about it today. So and that's our goal is if you see something that's speaking to you and you want to get involved, let this spark your own ministry and your own action. So you can definitely do that. Getting involved with the prayer, we want to make sure that we are showing our appreciation to healthcare workers. So we wanted to really put that at the front end of this event and give it a little bit of momentum and movement there. And then Wednesday, we're going to be focused on marketing. So if you're a small business owner and maybe you're not sure the best way to market your business right now, specifically on social media, I will be offering a free mini class for you, and we want to make sure that those small businesses are taking advantage of this movement in particular as well.
Wonderful. Social distancing remains a priority for us. So tell me, what do you offer as guidance as far as folks participating in these activities for Rally Around McMinn, as far as following these guidelines and protocols for safety?
For sure, yeah. We wanted to make sure that we're not only having this movement to where we bring attention and excitement to our area, but we want to make sure that we're doing it safely. So with today's event specifically, you can remain in your car when you're looking for teddy bears. Just use common sense and use the guidelines that have been outlined. Keeping your distance and staying indoors as much as you possibly can. But we also want to make sure that kids are still getting fresh air and they're able to adventure out a little bit, but just make sure you're doing it safely. And that's going to be the guidelines for this entire 2-week event on Facebook, is just kind of showing how you can still support our local community while remaining safe.
I love it. Thank you very much for that. Where can people find out more about Rally Around McMinn?
Well, you can search for it on Facebook. I believe there'll be a link in the description of this video where you can find Rally Around McMinn, or you can just do a search for it, hashtag Rally Around McMinn on Facebook, and you'll see all sorts of pictures. You'll probably find teddy bears, but you want to click on the event link and you'll be able to see the schedule and all the information there.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Krystal. It was wonderful to be with you today and hear about this incredible 2-week movement that we're, and hopefully maybe last longer than that, but certainly a good strong kickoff to help folks adhering to guidelines, folks seeing people out in groups. And so I wanted to make sure that we're properly following up on these things. And so I took Police Chief Couch out. He and I rode around and went and spot checked several businesses today, from big box stores, anywhere that we saw a parking lot with several cars in it. We stopped and went in those businesses. We even went in small local businesses that are still open right now and still serving the public, to make sure that they are aware and are following guidelines. And was very happy to see that most of those stores, they're large enough that the crowds are not coming into contact with each other. You can maintain a safe distance of greater than 6 feet away from each other. That there are, in every store that we walked in, there are lines taped on the ground or cones up and signage allowing customers to understand where to stand, how to keep a safe distance. We also checked some of the safety protocols of those stores, and they have all stepped up with their cleanliness. They're sanitizing multiple times a day, night, morning. They are having special hours of business for seniors and our population that could be more vulnerable to this virus. And so I was very proud to see all of that out in our community today, and follow up on some complaints from our citizens of where they think folks may not be following those protocols. So happy to do that, and we'll be keeping an eye out. I've asked the police as they patrol daily to keep a list of where they're seeing folks and to make sure that they are groups of less than 10 wherever they are, and that folks are being able to stay at least 6 feet away from each other. I was also sad to hear from our ministerial association that with the ongoing approach to the COVID-19 virus, that they will be needing to cancel Holy Week services next week, and so hopefully we'll find another time to celebrate. Tomorrow you can join us back here. We'll have the directors of schools for McMinn County and Athens City here to update you on what's going on with our schools and for our children. New different ways that we're going to be approaching education in the interim while we're dealing with this coronavirus. And then Wednesday, I've asked our police chief to join me and be able to provide some more detail on our police activities during this time. I'll also remind you that what we're looking at following here, it has not, our sources have not changed. Our sources are the CDC, the White House, and tn.gov. Everyone is free to look and fact check and make sure that they are current with the guidelines, that they're current with executive orders, and they understand what our federal and state governments are asking us locals to do in order to be safe in our approach of how we're handling ourselves during this pandemic. And so I encourage everyone, if you've not looked at CDC or the White House's website or tn.gov, look at the governor's executive orders. Look at the Tennessee Department of Health's website, which is updated about 3 o'clock every day with the best information available to us. Those are our sources, and that's what we rely on as the locals as far as our guidance and what we're doing to help our people stay safe. The White House today did extend guidelines that we've been under for the last few weeks until April 30th. So those are being extended another month. So I want you to all have the best information available, and we'll be putting out more and more of that as the days go on. I appreciate you watching and tuning in to what we have going on here in the Friendly City. Certainly appreciate folks like Krystal who are able to bring new ways, new ideas to the table to help our citizens cope with our a lot of folks are finding a lot of time on their hands now, and we can't do the things that we're used to doing every day. And so it really, I think, is making a positive impact in people's lives to know that people are here, we still care. We can't reach out and hug each other right now, but we still can find new ways to involve each other and be engaged in each other's lives, and I know that makes a big difference.
For sure.
With that, I'll sign off, and I hope that God blesses you, and may God bless Athens.